I get a lot of people asking me how we were blessed to walk away from corporate America in our early 30s. Well, listen, I don't want to keep that a secret. I want to share it with the world. And so maybe you're listening to this podcast and you're trying to figure out, how do I even get started on my journey of entrepreneurship and getting to a level of freedom? Well, text the word freedom to 737 777 9909. Enter your information in, and we look forward to sharing some information with you. A proven system with small overhead, right? That you can do part-time, spare time, right from the comfort of your home, and have amazing mentors, coaches, and a community of entrepreneurs who are willing to support you and help you on your journey to freedom. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like there's got to be more than life than the reality that you see every day? Tune in weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as we crack the codes to freedom in every area of your life. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. This is episode 81, and today we're going to talk about something that I read in a book that I was reading, and it said, it takes effort to grow a weedless garden, but it takes no effort to grow weeds. I'll say that again. It takes effort to grow a weedless garden, but it takes no effort to grow weeds. And so if you liken that to the way our minds are, it takes no effort for thinking to seek in, right? It takes no effort for bad and negativity to cloud our vision, our view, our mindset, right? But it takes effort to keep it positive. So, it takes effort to read the book. It takes effort to get on these podcasts and listen over and over and just seek information that's going to help you grow. It takes effort to grow in a positive way, but it doesn't take any effort at all. You could just sit there and do nothing, and the negative stuff will find its way to you, right? Whether it's the negative news, I call CNN constant negative news. I try not to watch the news a whole lot, right? If it's something I really need to know, I'll find out about it. It'll be on Facebook or social media or something somewhere where I'll find it, right? But I'm not seeking it out. I'm not gonna sit there and first thing I do is turn on the TV and I'm watching the news. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that's sometimes some people's like everyday way of life. I would personally rather watch CNBC and look at the financials and things like that, what the markets are doing, because I'm into investing. But definitely not CNN or any of those news channels, because they understand that sometimes people are drawn to negative news, right? Um, it's rare that they have a lot of positive stuff to say, and so we want to just make sure that we control the narrative of what we feed our mind, because here's the deal: what you feed the most will grow the strongest. So if you're growing the positive stuff into yourself, you almost want to do a 30-day mental fast. What would that be? That would basically be like, for 30 days, what if you just decided to do a cleanse and literally just do nothing but read and listen to audios and find personal development stuff that can grow you, that can motivate you, inspire you, those types of things. You would be like on fire, right? Versus just constantly just living the way we live and seeing a lot of negativity. So my point here is that it doesn't take any effort for the negative stuff to come. But if we are intentional, we have to be intentional. And so we should, here's a couple things I would suggest. I would have like a book of the month. Me and our team and our organization, that's what we have. We have a book of the month. So we're all reading together. And by the way, we have our Facebook group. So what I'll start doing is I'll enlighten you, and I'll open up to some of the books that I'm reading in case you want to read it together with me, and we can talk about it, right? And have some dialogue in the Facebook group. That's a plug, by the way, to join our Facebook group. How do you join our Facebook group? The Code Freedom Facebook group. Just go to the way to freedom.info, the way to freedom.info, and it'll take you right into the page. So and definitely share that with other people who you think would love to listen to this podcast and things of that nature. But again, you know, what if you could build somewhat of be around a community of people who are stretching themselves, reading the same books, and you can kind of grow together in that way, right? Listening to audio, listening to podcasts. I'm addicted to podcasts. That's one of the reasons why I started to even do this podcast, is because I wanted to bring value. But I've gotten so much value from podcasts, whether I'm just working out and listening, or whether I'm doing something, maybe I'm driving, and instead of listening to music, I'll put on a podcast, or I'll put on an audio book or something that I can grow my mind and grow myself, because you got to be intentional about that, right? I mean, there was a time where um, I didn't tend to some weeds in my grass, and they just came, and it didn't look so good. So I started to tend to the weeds, and now the grass looks really, really good. But you have to do it consistently, because if you stop, then those weeds are going to come right back, right? And it's amazing how much effort you have to put in for the positive, but how less effort you have to put in for the negative to come. But such is life, right? Such is life. And that's why it's so important that we are mindful of these things and that we are intentional about these things, because otherwise you just blow whichever way the wind blows, and you never know where you'll end up, right? But we want to be intentional about where we end up. We want to be the author of our books. We want to live a life of freedom, and we want the codes to freedom, right? And these are some of those jewels, those gems that are going to help you get there. Side note, by the way, got back from Cabo. Cabo was phenomenal. It was amazing. Was blessed to go on a sunset cruise on the at the catamaran, and all you can eat food. Just hanging out at the beach, in the pool, hanging out with some good people, hanging around with millionaires as well. The conversations are different. They're totally different, and so it's just exciting. It's exciting to be able to just unwind for a few days, and now it's back to work. It's back to making things happen. And of course, you guys know, for me, it doesn't ever feel like work, because when you love what you do and you're helping people and you're earning passive and residual income, where's the work at, right? I mean, even while we were on vacation, we were still getting deposits. And I'm not saying that as a brag, but I'm saying that just for hope, for somebody who's listening to this podcast on a consistent basis, and you're wondering, like, can this really happen for me? Can I really live that life of freedom that you talk about all the time? I'm telling you, yes, you can, because there's nothing that was so special about me. I was sharing this with some people this morning. I I didn't necessarily have some great grandiose talent, but work ethic, you will not outwork me. I will work my butt off. Uh, I'll work harder than the person that has the skill, and I'll beat you, right? So anyway, it's a little bit of a rant, but just wanted to share just a little bit of what was going on this week and things of that nature. So the podcast is posted a little later than normal, but hey, that's okay. We got it in, and I just pray that it's a lot of value for you. So hey, listen, guys, I appreciate all that you do, and really it means a lot to me that you listen to this podcast, and you listen to it on a consistent basis. And so hey, you keep listening. I'll keep bringing the heat, bringing the fire, and bringing more value. Appreciate you guys. God bless, and we'll see you all over the top. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely feel free to take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me on social media. I would love to give you a shout out. Hey, you might even get a prize. Who knows? But excited that you had a chance to take a listen. I hope you got a lot of value. And definitely feel free to give us 5 stars as well as a review. Show us some love, and we appreciate you. God bless you all, and see you all over the top.